Good Wednesday morning, everyone, and welcome to our Red Short webinar. During today's webinar, we will be discussing the recent Sunburst malware and its possible connections with a Russian-based APT group. A link to a related article will be made available in the chat box. Kaspersky researchers believe they have discovered possible links between code found in Sunburst malware and a Russian-based threat actor. As anyone in the InfoSec community has heard, Sunburst malware is associated with numerous high-profile breaches within the past year. It is attributed to nation-state level actors, and many US government agencies have immediately pointed the finger at Russia. The code was impressively complex, and at least two major cybersecurity providers have claimed this is some of, if not the best operational security or OPSEC they've observed. Many evasive techniques were observed in the malware, and the malware has been seen targeting massive companies such as and agencies such as the US Treasury, Cisco, and NVIDIA. And Sunburst has been really part of one of the highest risk cyber attacks in recent memory. Changing gears for a second, Caswar malware was originally detected about 5 years ago. This is a multi-platform backdoor attributed to the Russian-based Turla APT group, aka Waterbug. Caswar has been routinely updated and developed since its creation. It has many capabilities, including the ability to use FTP and FTPS to communicate with its C2. And while it could be used for ransomware or to steal financial data, so far it seems this tool has been used for espionage purposes. Now, Turla, the APT group behind the Caswar malware, has been active since at least 2004 and has been responsible for many major breaches historically. One of their targets being the U.S. Central Command. This group has been seen targeting major companies and government agencies across multiple sectors such as military, education, R&D, and pharmaceutical. They've been mostly seen targeting Windows users, but have also been known to target other platforms such as Mac and Linux. And they've been spotted using malware such as Comrat, Empire, Light Neuron, Caswar, and more. Kaspersky believes that they have discovered links between this group's malware and the recent Sunburst attacks. While researchers are making it clear that they cannot confidently connect the group with the recent Sunburst campaign, they believe they have found a link in the code used in the two Trojans. One unique aspect to the code is that both pieces of malware use the exact same formula to calculate waiting time. It is also noted that Sunburst and Caswar use an abnormally long waiting time as part of their evasion detection process. Another link is how Caswar and Sunburst use a unique modified FNV1A hashing mechanism throughout the code. While Caswar began by using a 32-bit, it was eventually updated to use the same 64-bit FNV1A that Sunburst uses. Even researchers who are not directly part of a Sunburst IR team can see not only the similarities in the code, but also major similarities between targets of Caswar and targets of Sunburst. Conclusions? Well, there are just too many to count, as you can see. It's still too early to draw any specific conclusions, but investigators at Kaspersky are hoping that by releasing this research, other analysts will be able to draw more direct links or even disprove the current connections. They believe this could be a false flag, but it would be extremely well placed by actors who would have to be well aware of Turla's activities. And they believe that a lot more is going to start coming out just as we started to identify the Lazarus Group connections to the WannaCry attacks. Red Sky analysts are confident that the attackers are hostile towards the United States, kind of a given there. While we agree with the assessment of the alphabet agencies, it's entirely possible that this operation could have been carried out by multiple nation-state actors in coordination. Kaspersky believes it's also possible that the actors who designed the code for Caswar had begun working with the Sunburst campaign actors. It is another clear escalation in the cyber domain, and between the silence of the affected victims and the complexity attack, this continues to be a really excellent case study of nation-state targeting of the United States. So switching gears, here are some of the top indicators observed in our last live briefing. The top malicious email subject line this week is actually written in Portuguese and mentions a PDF attachment disguised as payment details. We also observed Remco's and Agent Tesla malware in our collections this week. Over 1,000 user credentials were observed in misconfigured code repositories in just the past 2 weeks. There were also multiple social media client IDs which are out in the open. The top sinkhole indicators this week belong to Unitel network pool based out of Angola. There are also multiple sinkhole hits for IPs on India's broadband multiplay network. The top keylogger attacker server for the past 14 days belongs to Talek Simon 888 at mail.com and is used to serve Predator Pane malware. If you're interested in finding out more about trending threats to your industry or your company, please reach out to us for Red X-ray reporting. We're happy to help you with that. So that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the material and found it useful. If you missed any of the previous Red Short webinars, don't worry. You can find them at redskyalliance.org/redshorts. If you're not a member yet, again, not a problem. You'll have to sign up, but your membership's free, and we'll give you access to all kinds of great Red Sky Alliance content there. Our Red Short webinars are going to be live again next week, and we're going to be encore presenting the Palmer Worm APT on the 27th. Thank you for joining us. Everybody have a great week.